Hello and welcome to another mod showcase. Today I'm going to be showing off my brand new load order. This is something of a selectional style load order, so I'm using less all-in-ones on graphics to show exactly what's possible. I've tried to make a true vanilla plus experience with this order and I think I've managed that. Areas I'm particularly fond of are the LODs on show. I've done this simply by selecting graphical mods with the correct looking LODs. For example, Granite Mountains, which not only look fantastic up close, but the files included give a perfect LOD with improved meshes and textures. Alongside this I'm using Vader's Bronze Spring, which gives a really nice green tint to the distance. I switched to the spring version after a little testing showed it to be just as dense as the dense version, with the performance of the light version. I have no idea how they've managed this, but I won't complain, it's doing wonders for my game. Bringing these two together is my weather and lighting setup. I've actually made a little switch because I've used kinds a few too many times in load orders I've given to you, and I love switching things up, but bear in mind kinds would also look outstanding here too. I'm actually using Solstitian weather and seasons alongside Supreme Volumetric Fog and improved volumetric lighting and shadows. This has given me a very Dark Souls weather system for under 25 megabytes. I'm seriously impressed with how nice this looks, and not just for its cost. This is as pretty as any of the larger weather setups. The last thing I'm going to talk about graphics wise is the towns. Now, I'm only using retextures, not any expansions, as we know at this point they can be extremely heavy on the Xbox, as they're usually made with PC in mind. I do intend on discussing this in the future, as more edits are always being put up for us to try out, and I'd love to build an entirely new laid out Skyrim. But my goal, as always, is to keep load orders stable and with wiggle room for you to build around. What I've done here instead to give each hold its own feeling is use separate files from each of the cities. Using different mod authors and files from different sets is an idea I've been toying with for a while. We obviously have a mod limit of 150, but I felt like it was time to experiment with cities a little, so I did exactly this. I'm using Northfire's Windhelm, Mr. F's Riften, Tamriel Reloaded Markarth, Illustrious Whiterun, Solitude PEV and Clever Char's farmhouses to fill out the farm towns. This layout has kept variance between the holds and had each of these capitals feel different, which helped to reflect the identities of the citizens in the area. Keeping variance is a really fun idea, but of course difficult to achieve at times. It'll take up mod space and a fair chunk of data when compared to an all-in-one. But it's an experiment I'm happy to have tried and will probably return to when I want to build a hyper-immersive load order. But I think I've spoken enough about graphics now, and I'd like to talk about how the game plays a little more. I've tried to hold a balance when it comes to difficulty, by which I mean it had to be approachable for all types of players, and I feel like I've achieved this and given greater disparity from lower to higher difficulties, but even used mods that allowed you to edit certain aspects of combat. I've always been a big fan of Anacion and his combat overhauls, as they can be tweaked in such a way that effectively gives you new stages of difficulty levels. And this really helps, as a lot about this order is taking advantage of the extra features and combat on offer. For example, I'm using more bandit camps, one of my favourite mods of all time. I use this so there are more chances of combat in the wild and more to explore. Alongside this I'm using RecyclR, which respawns the cells at a faster rate. This combines for endless exploring and delving opportunities without boredom or empty walks. I use these two as a lightweight alternative to the populated series. They act in such a way that means people are everywhere, but it's softer on the system overall. Going easy on the system is something I think about a lot, because the less stress I put on it, the more you can with your edits and your favourite mods. So far I played this order for 80 plus hours without crashing, which is actually a prerequisite for me releasing any order. The worst it gets with this order is a little bit lower frame rates inside Riften, but everywhere else is buttery smooth. But now I've advertised my newest order, I'd love to ask you what kind of orders you'd like to see me make next. What's important to you and what kind of mods can you not live without anymore? I love these kind of projects where I make something that could appeal to the masses. With that request, I'm going to call it. I'm going to leave my order to roll on, but you will find it in the description below. It's also available in the load order helper myself and some friends are working on under Selectional Load Order by TBC Maxwell. You'll also find my other orders and many, many more. Better still, you can add in yours if it's working or even if you just need help with it. Alternatively, come and join us over on the Discord where we can help you with your order really fast, or just chat Skyrim and share screenshots, lore and build ideas. If this has helped, I would as always appreciate those likes, comments and subscriptions. But either way, thank you for watching and I hope to see you in the next one.